Hey, what's up? As you probably saw, I posted a video about the Aqara FP2, and that sensor is awesome. But a lot of you guys had some questions that I'll talk about in this video, as well as address something that I messed up on. A lot of you were asking about SmartThings and if it works with it. It doesn't right now until it works with Matter, but if you want a really good millimeter wave sensor, the Everything Presence one that I covered recently works really well with SmartThings. They have some beta drivers and it works locally with SmartThings. It works the exact same way as it does with Home Assistant, so you can configure all of the settings and everything. I tested it out and it works awesome. So if you can get your hands on one of these things, definitely check it out if you have SmartThings. I also saw some comments disappointed that Google routines cannot be triggered by the Aqara FP2 right now, but I spoke with Aqara and they said that they're working closely with Google to get those routines triggered by the Aqara FP2. So hopefully that happens sooner than later. Now, when it comes to Home Assistant, this is where I messed up. I have it integrated into Home Assistant right now and it works amazing, but let me explain what happened. So in the video, I said I used the HomeKit controller integration to add the sensor and it did not work. I even tried the HomeKit controller integration, but it didn't work, which was true. So don't make the same mistake I did. What happened is I added the sensor into the Apple Home app first to test it for the video. And then I tried to add it in the HomeKit controller integration and that would not work. Luckily, someone commented and said to remove it from the Apple Home app first and then it would work, which completely fixed my problem. So thank you for whoever commented that. And so yes, if you're ever adding anything to the HomeKit controller integration, do not add it to the Apple Home app first. And I saw a lot of people upset that it was using Wi-Fi instead of something like Zigbee. The sensor runs completely local. I disconnected it from the internet and the sensor, the zones, all of that stuff worked completely fine without the internet in Home Assistant. So I saw a lot of comments wondering if it was just one sensor covering this entire area. And yes, it's just one sensor right there on my countertop, covering the family room, dining room, and kitchen, which is pretty sweet that one sensor can cover this big of an area. Now, there are a few little spots it cannot reach, like in the corners, so I'm gonna show you what those are, but for the most part, it can reach pretty far. Check this out. So I'm standing about 26 feet away from the sensor and it's detecting me. Now let's move to the side and see if it will still pick up the zone. And yep, and the family room. Yes, so you can see about 26 feet away, no problem. Now, if I'm hiding over here in the corner, it cannot detect me because I'm past that 120-degree field of view. If I move over just a little bit, let's see, about right here, it detects me. So, I'm pretty far away and off to the side. Anywhere over here, like in the family room, it can pick me up. And the same thing goes for my kitchen. There's a little dead zone in front of my refrigerator where the sensor can't see me. But it's really not that big of a deal because all you have to do is configure your automation for turning off the lights to wait a few minutes before it turns them off. That way, if you walk over by the refrigerator for 30 seconds, it won't turn off the lights on you if you're still in the kitchen. People were concerned about that in the video, that the lights were turning off too fast, but I was just showing how responsive the sensor is. I wasn't necessarily saying that's the best way to set up your automations. Yeah, put a little delay so it doesn't get annoying and turn off the lights on anyone. And yes, you can fade off the lights as well. You just will need to do that in Home Assistant or whatever you're using. There was a lot of questions asking about false detections, like if it would pick up a ceiling fan. So I tested it out and it did not pick up our ceiling fan. Now, our fan is pretty high, our ceilings are 10 feet tall, so your room might be a little bit different, but the sensor does a pretty good job at not picking up things that it shouldn't. If it does, you can go into the app and really fine tune it, like mark interference zones, areas that you might enter or exit the room, walls, and all that kind of stuff. So really take advantage of that if you're picking up any kind of false detections. Now, there is one more mistake that I made, and that is not grabbing more sensors on Amazon while they were still available. If you go check Amazon right now, they're all sold out. I asked Aqara if there would be some more stock soon, and they said check back in early May. And if you do, and you see some, I would act quickly because they're probably gonna go fast. Hopefully I answered all of your questions. If you guys have any more, then let me know down in the comments. Thanks for watching.